Hey everybody, this is Shay Walker from All Garage Floors, and today I am excited to share with you what we believe to be the absolute best value for your money in concrete sealers for your garage floor, workshop, walkway, driveway, patio, whatever your concrete sealing needs may be. In fact, we'll go as far as to say this is probably the best all-purpose or general purpose sealer that you can purchase for your money that is all done in one application. Now, before we reveal what this product is, how it works, and what it'll do for you and where you can purchase it, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button down below so we can update you with new videos as they become available. And let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to get right down to it if you haven't figured it out already by the description down below. The product that we are talking about is PS104 by Concrete Sealers USA, and it's this product right here. This is what we call a two-in-one product. PS104 is a lithium silicate concrete densifier with a siliconate sealer added. So what it does is it densifies your concrete and seals it all in one application. And I'll show it to you right here. Hopefully the camera will zoom in on it here and you can see what it is. All right. And I want to tell you about this and how it works. So let's start with the densifier part first. What is a densifier and what does it do for your concrete? Well, when a densifier is applied to bare concrete, what it does is it reacts with this soft mineral called calcium hydroxide right in the uppermost surface of the concrete. And when it reacts with it, it produces another mineral called calcium silicate hydrate, otherwise known as CSH. Approximately 60% of concrete is made of CSH. That's what makes the concrete so hard. So when this additional CSH is produced, what it does is it tends to fill in all the little microscopic pores right at the surface of the concrete, as well as all the little capillaries and stuff right underneath there. Again, this is right at the uppermost surface. In the act of filling all these little microscopic areas with this hard product makes the surface of your concrete more dense. And when it's more dense, it becomes more hard. And when it's more hard, it increases the surface strength of the concrete. Densifiers are most commonly associated with concrete polishing, and the reason they use it, it's used in the final stages, is that the act of making the concrete much harder not only protects the polished surface, but it allows the polishers to obtain a much nicer, glossier shine on the surface. So what does that mean for you in your garage or workshop? Well, what that means is by the densifier being applied, it's going to increase the wear strength and the abrasion resistance of the surface of your concrete. It's also going to help to resist some moisture intrusion, which can cause pitting, spalling, and freeze thaw, and it will also help prevent efflorescence. Now, speaking of efflorescence, a densifier will also help to reduce and sometimes even completely stop moisture vapor transmission. Now, moisture vapor transmission is moisture that comes up from underneath your slab. It works its way through and then evaporates at the surface. If there is enough moisture vapor transmission, it will carry all these fine little minerals with it up through to the surface where they're deposited when the moisture evaporates, and all these little white minerals are the efflorescents. So that's how it helps reduce or stop efflorescence of your concrete. It will also help to prevent dusting of your concrete, and all of these things combined lower the overall maintenance of your concrete slab. Okay, so now that we know what it will do, one thing it doesn't do is it doesn't actually seal the concrete. And some people assume that's what densifiers do, and they don't. However, PS104 has the siliconate sealer added. Siliconate sealers are excellent at repelling moisture and water, as well as some other liquid chemicals. So when this is applied, the siliconate sealer part will form this molecular gel-like barrier right at the subsurface that will repel the water. And the act of doing so will protect the concrete from road salts, de-icing fluids, and does a much better job at protecting it against pitting, spalling, and freeze-thaw damage. Now, the act of both of these working together also make the concrete much easier to keep clean. It sweeps up easier. If it does get filthy dirty, it will scrub clean or power wash clean much better than it would than having nothing applied to the concrete at all. And then lastly, it does a very good job at helping to resist stains. Now, there isn't a penetrating sealer anywhere that is stain proof. They're not going to do that. But this one does an excellent job at helping to resist it. So if you spill something and you get to it right away, chances are it's not going to stain if you have this product applied. If it's sat for a while, something like oil, for example, yeah, it's probably going to stain, but not nearly as bad as if you didn't have anything applied at all. In fact, PS104 works better than other water repelling products at resisting stains from oils and petroleum products. So now that we know how it works and what it'll do for you, let's talk about the application process, because this is where this product shines as well. Now, it can only be applied to bare, unsealed concrete. In other words, concrete that hasn't been sealed or had a coating previously applied. And when it's applied, it does not change the appearance of the concrete at all. Some people have stated that they get a more of a satin finish look to it, but we've known, or I should say we've noticed, that this only tends to be from people that have very smooth concrete. Maybe they were machine trowel and you might get that appearance, but otherwise it doesn't change the look at all. Another thing it will not change is the slip resistance of the concrete, wet or dry. So whatever slip resistance you had before you apply it is the same slip resistance you'll have after you apply it. So let's talk about the actual application. All you need is an inexpensive pump-up garden sprayer. You can buy them from your local home improvement center, or I'm going to drop a link down below for Amazon where you can pick them up, and they're cheap. It's very important you get one with a conical type sprayer, conical spray pattern. You don't want one with like a fan pattern, because the fan patterns put it down too heavy in areas and you can get lines and streaks in the concrete, and you don't want that. Your concrete needs to be clean and it needs to be dry before you apply it. And you'll start in the back of the garage so you don't paint yourself into a corner or seal yourself into a corner. And what you'll do is you'll just start applying it to the surface, getting a nice wet sheen as you go. You're basically putting it down to the point of rejection. What you don't want is any type of pooling or puddling. And what's good to have handy is a mop with a microfiber mop head on it. So if you notice it's starting to pool or puddle in any areas, you can take that mop head and just run it over there and kind of spread it out, maybe spread it into a dry area as you go. Because if you let it puddle or pool, what'll happen as it dries, it's going to leave this white powdery residue on the surface that's very hard to remove. So as long as you have the wet sheen on there, you're golden. You won't have a problem with that. So once you do the entire floor, stand back, watch it dry, and you're done. That is it. Now, after 2 hours, you can pull in your cars, bring in equipment, put furniture up, whatever it is you're using that particular pad for. The siliconate sealer part becomes 100% effective after 3 to 6 hours, somewhere around there. The densifying part of the concrete actually getting harder takes up to 7 days for that to become fully effective, because it takes a while for those minerals to react with each other. So that's something we want you to be aware of as well. Now, the application rate for PS104 is anywhere from 300 to 450 square feet per gallon, and it just varies depending on the porosity and how smooth your concrete surface is. So if you know that it is a little bit more on the porous side. You might want to figure around 300 to 350 square feet per gallon and vice versa. And it can be purchased in 1 gallon and 5-gallon containers. It is ready to go as is. It's not a concentrate. You don't have to mix it with water or anything else. Now, the only place you can purchase this is at Concrete Sealers USA, and we have a link right below where you can do that. And to be fully transparent, we do make a small commission when you do this. It doesn't affect your purchase price at all. If they're having a sale, it doesn't affect that. We just want to make you aware of it. It helps us out. We've probably sold thousands of gallons of PS104 through links in our website and an article that we wrote, which I'll post down below if you want to read it. And we still get comments occasionally from people thanking us for the recommendation. They love how well it works. Something else to be aware of with Concrete Sealers USA is they have great customer service. Don't be surprised if you call them, if you're on the phone for a little bit, why they question you about your project and why you want to use PS104. They want to make sure you're happy. We actually get people who will contact us occasionally and say, hey, I gave them a call to ask a question and I felt like they were trying to talk me out of buying this product. Why is that? And the reason is they don't want to sell you a product if they don't think you're going to be fully satisfied. And we would much rather send our readers and our viewers to a vendor who's going to do that instead of someone who will do anything just to get your money. So that's something to consider as well. Now, if you have any questions about PS104, put them down there in the comments section. We are answering questions from our viewers all the time in all our other videos that we have out there. So we'll be happy to help you out. So hopefully this video has been helpful, and thanks for watching.